Good morning. It's July 11th, 2025. So, I'm going to stare at the sun for a little while. Talk to you. I just got done uploading a song onto my YouTube channel. My name is Max Joseph Brabner. I'm 44 years old. I'm staring at the sun. I just saw a bright spot right in the middle of it. It's weird that you can see bright things in the sun because the sun's already bright. What are those little things that pop into and out of existence? I don't know. I'm staring at the sun for healing. It fixed my eyeballs, and I'm pretty sure it fixes a lot of other stuff too. I'm pretty sure we are not the sum of our physical parts. Consciousness. It's so funny. People talking about AI, whether it's alive, whether it's past the Turing test. I'm a Rogan fan. Hate on me all you want. Joe Rogan is awesome. I don't agree with everything he says, but he's just a guy asking questions. Like me, he's not an authority, and he never claimed to be. He's just a guy asking questions, and that's what made him so popular, is because we're all asking the same questions. He's one of the only people I know in the public space that has as much curiosity and excitement about life as I have. That's why I love Rogan. He's like me, man. He's always asking the kinds of things that I want to know. And I'll watch people, takes on him, criticizing him for things that are kind of ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, I'll criticize his assumption that AI is sentient, because people can't even define consciousness. They can't even define life. It takes them a paragraph, like scientists. And the reason they can't define life is because for them, everything is the sum of the material parts. They're quantumists, quantum relativists. If you can't count it, it doesn't exist for them. And you can't explain very much with that false thinking. So how are they going to say AI is alive when they don't even know what life is? By the way, life is the consubstantiation of matter and spirit. The quantum relativists don't acknowledge spirit, and it's undeniable. When somebody's caught in a lie, they have to double down on their lie and then come up with another lie that's even more of a lie. Well, that's what quantum is. That's what, quarks, gluons. That's the second lie. The reason quantum physics doesn't make sense is because it doesn't make sense. And they say if you think you can understand quantum, then you don't understand quantum. There's nothing to understand. There's no light coming out of the sun. It's waving. A wave is not a thing unto itself. A wave is something. A wave is not a noun. It's a kind of verb. A wave is an attribute of something. It's what something does. And the question we should be asking ourselves is what is it a wave of? What is it that's waving? And the sun is waving. And because light is not an emission, and because the sun is a wave, somehow that is how it is fixing my eyes and my intention. That's how it works. It's the ether. The ether is undeniable. That's what I'm talking about here. And when you put ether back into the equation, everything becomes really simple. You can explain things without having, you can explain things simply so that a child can understand. Spooky action at a distance. Quantum doesn't explain that. It doesn't explain gravity. It can't unify anything. The dual slit experiment, all that can be simply explained with ether. And we better hurry. It's getting pretty high. I've been doing this for almost a year. And if I don't do it for a few days, the cloudiness comes back. And there's a certain point in this where the effects are really strong. And I'm so grateful. And if you try this, go low and slow. I'm not a doctor, nor do I want to be. There was a full moon last night. Taurus sun with a Libra rising. And I was reading my chart, and sometimes they're so specific. I'm not telling you. I don't know if astrology is valid or not, but I'm not so open-minded that my brains fall out, but I know how to put my own personal feelings and bias aside. And when I'm filtering the data, I'm pretty good at doing it as unbiased as I can. But I understand that bias is inherent, but there's something to it. The chart says that I'm dealing with family right now, ends and beginnings, and that's exactly what I'm dealing with. I don't know what I'm going to do or where I'm going to go. My messages aren't being well received, and when the truth comes out, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. The bottle's out, so hopefully things will work out. I just want to increase resonance with the one. That's what the meaning of life is. When they talk about God's will and aligning with God's will, that's what God is. It's a vibration based on the geometry of the golden ratio. And a ratio, what is a ratio? It's geometry. It's a structure. It's a framework that comes into being. And it's a geometry that has very little resistance. That's why God's geometry is the golden ratio. It's everywhere. And the golden ratio is expressed absolutely everywhere. God is screaming at us quietly. You can't see the forest for the trees, but like, this is important because when you learn to see the golden ratio in all things, whether it's a ram's horn or this beauty, physical beauty, like your eyes, like your nose to the eyes, when it's close to the golden ratio, we think that's beautiful. That's what we look for. It's objectively beautiful. And like when you calculate electrical current, you do it by the golden ratio. A circle, if you take the golden ratio and you turn it into a fractal, it turns into a perfectly logarithmic spiral, like a vortex or a hurricane or a torus. And here's an example of how you can make practical use of this. So peace, like relative peace. Peace is always moving. It's never stationary. It's like the eye of a hurricane. There's peace outside of the hurricane, and there's peace inside of the hurricane. And you can run from the hurricane, or you can go straight into the hurricane, into the center. And if you know where the center is, you can move with it and stay in the calm in the storm. But in order to get there, in order to get to that relative peace, you have to go through hell. You have to go through the hurricane. And it's the most intense winds of the storm are on the eye wall, right up next to what is peaceful. And it's the same in our lives. Like when we have problems with people, you can run from them, like your family members, your spouse or whatever. Like, you can run from the problems, and it's like running from the storm entirely, but it still might find you, so you better know. Or you can face it head on and go through the storm, have those difficult conversations, and it'll either destroy you or you'll make it through. And there's no guarantees either way. But philosophy has a geometry, just like the physical world. There's rules, and they're the same rules of physics. Everything is a lot more simple than we suppose. All right. Have a great day. Peace out. One love. Talk to you later.